Hello spooky people, my name is Betty Betty and welcome back to the channel and also welcome back to Focalor. This bitch is flat. As you can see, I have successfully flattened this island. Well, I've almost flattened it, but I will get to that at a later point in this video. But today we are obviously going to talk about the process of flattening because I always think it's a nice little process that isn't talked about a lot. Everyone's always talking about the building. No one's talking about the flattening. And it hurts my soul. And I want you to join into my suffering. So let's fucking go. As per usual, every time that I flatten an island, I always start out with picking up all the items because they're always in the way, okay? No one wants them laying around. Really freaking annoying. And especially for this island, it was a very, very difficult. We had a lot of random fence pieces, then the weird little spaceship part. In between all of that, the habitat with a shit ton of flowers and trees in between. So it was really, really hard to pick up all of the items in between of the flowers. It was a freaking nightmare, okay? And I think this was just picking up the items. Took me about 4 hours. This is a freaking nightmare, okay? And for all of the picking upping, whatever, I focused mainly on the beaches for the first half of it because I obviously need the beaches to, you know, move the houses, whatever. But then I obviously had to make my way through. It was a freaking nightmare, okay? All of these items need to be picked up. Also, all the weeds, the glowing mosses need to be picked up. And then something stack, something stoned. And I also, in between all of it, had to expand my storage because I did not have enough space in my storage to store all of these things. And now that I have expanded my storage, I'm at the point where I can sell all of these items again. So was that really necessary? No. Should I have maybe sold all the spaceship items in between while flattening? Yes, but now it's too late. I spent the money. I think I could technically expand my house one more time, but let's be honest, am I gonna do that? Nor. Am I gonna do that? Nor. But I'm actually very excited to sell all of these spaceship items because that will give me a lot of money that I desperately need if I want to buy some castle walls, towers, whatever, everything, anything that we need for the next theme, you know, because we are going to build a castle. We're going to build beautiful houses, villages. Jesus Christ, we're obviously going to build some fake houses, medieval style, and we're going to need some castle stuff for that, and that shit's expensive. But yeah, this is the map at this point. No, there's not much change, but as you can see, we are in the, like, demolish screen, and I will not show you this for every single incline that I demolish, but I demolish every single schmingle one of them while I'm also in the process of moving all of the houses, because obviously if you want a fresh start on your island, you need to kind of move your houses out of the way. So yeah, that's why I focused mainly on the beaches, you know, while I was doing the whole cleaning up stuff, picking up the items. The beaches need to be empty if I want to do that. And I basically always moved one house a day and then also on the same day demolished an incline because that's just the most practical thing to do, okay? If you don't do that, why aren't you doing it like this? Like, what are you doing, girl boss? But yeah, we've moved all of the houses to the beaches, also the museum and the campsite. And now you're probably wondering, but there are some other things here. You know, what about Nook's Granny? What about Able Sisters? Girl boss, my beaches are big, okay, but they are not that big. But that was not a problem for me, as you will see in about just a second when we will talk about kind of the island layout at that point. Yeah. So this is basically me kind of going, okay, let's take a little break. Let's take out the map. Let's show you what's going on. So as you can see here, I have moved all of the houses to the beaches, museum, campsite, everything's on the beaches. Also my house. And Taylor's and the shop are still kind of randomly on the site because these are, I think, the buildings that we will tackle first. And I want to move them over to the area where the plaza is because obviously if we're going to build a town, we need kind of a little town square, and I think that these two buildings could fit there pretty nicely. So I just thought I didn't need to move them to the beaches if I'm going to move them to the plaza in like the first few videos. So they're just gonna be there. Okie dokie, and what you are seeing and now right here is the sped up footage of me building basically my bread flower beach. Not bread as in like the edible. It's not even, my god, bread as in flower breeding, you know, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, but I think this needs a little bit of an explanation. I am a hoarder, okay? I am very much a hoarder. And at the very beginning of Focalor, I spent a heck ton of time breeding all of the different flowers so that I have every singular color variation available in this game, okay? And I don't want to miss that when I'm building with like on the island in the future. Even though I know that I'm not going to use any of these colors, I still wanted to have at least one of them, you know, should I need them in the future. So I looked up a beautiful Excel sheet, you know, with all of the different flower color variations per flower type, whatever. And I went around my entire island picking up, you know, one of each flower in each color. So if you're wondering like why I'm standing there sometimes staring into space, because this whole footage is sped up by like 500%. This is me looking through the spreadsheet trying to find like the flower and then the respective color. And I'm going to put all of the flowers on the very back of the island in like the top left corner on this one beach so that I have them in a beautiful space. Should I need them, I can just go ahead and grab them from there. Should I not need them, I honestly don't know how, when, where, and why I'm going to integrate them into the future island, because none of these fit the color scheme, you know, none of these actually fit. But I guess that is something for future Beps to worry about, because at this point, like, no. I could have also been very smart and like I could have organized it by flower type or by colors. Did not do that. Just threw everything in this back corner, you know. I don't know. Will this be practical for me? Doubt it. But did I do it anyways? Heck, yeah. And then after that, obviously, I also had to kind of move all of the other flowers off my beaches. And if you remember, I do have a ginormous collection of blue flowers and purple flowers, especially around Ioni's house. And I did not want them to go to waste. So I took a little trippy trip to AMANYAR. And as you can see, AMANYAR is looking a little bit different because I've been reworking AMANYAR. I flattened it completely. I'm reworking it currently. The island is actually meant to be set in like green season, whatever. But I have the switch set to the actual date and time, whatever. So it's currently winter there, which is very depressing. But yeah, I just deposited all of my blue and purple flowers that I could find on the island on this island. I basically transferred all of Focalor's colorful flowers over here. So yeah, that's what you're seeing right now. So let me go ahead and go say bye-bye to myself, which I thought, you know, very cutesy, very demure of me. Got fucking like blocked by Dobby. The audacity of this man, okay? But yeah, then once we were back, the only thing that I had left to do was obviously flatten the bug out of this island, which honestly is my personal nightmare. Okay, this is the worst thing that could happen to me personally. Flattening the actual cliffs. Horrible, terrible. Water terraforming, like taking away all of the tiny little rivers, it's not a big problem, okay? It's not a big problem because I didn't have a lot of water. But doing the terraforming, oh gosh golly, you know, I don't wanna fucking do it. I don't wanna fucking talk about it. It was a nightmare. But I was already thinking ahead into the future. So I did only flatten the front and kind of middle part of the island. And I left up the top right cliffs that we already had in the island where Drago's area was. And then also I left up the tiny little corner where the robot neighborhood and the museum were, because I will use them later when we are decorating the new version of Focalor. I will use them as like the snowy mountain and then also as the castle. And I don't want to re-terraform it, okay? So I'm being smart about it and I'm not tearing it down now just to build it up later in the exact same position, because I will not be doing that. And with that, it is now time for me to show you my final little flower beaches. This is, like I said, the beautiful mixed flower selection beach. I don't know if this will be necessarily good. This is my orange flower beach because I will be heavily focusing on orange and black and kind of green mums on this entire island. But then we also obviously, for the cold, snowy areas, need all of these white flowers. I still don't really know if I want to go for the like white, the bluish whites, or the yellow white flowers. We will figure that out in the future. Then, when we are on the right side of the island, on the right beaches, we have a heck ton of green mums, which I am very proud of. I love these flowers to death, okay? They are very stunning, and I have a lot of them, which is very slay. And then also on the left side of the right side's beaches, which does not make sense now that I'm saying that, but well, whatever. I collected all of my crappies and all of my sugar canes in the different sizes so that I don't have to regrow them again. And this is my teeny tiny collection of black flowers, which I desperately need more of, okay? For a Halloween kind of a spooky island again, I need more of these. Very, very depressing. And then here you can see, I just thought it was kind of fun to symbolically show you that I do have some cliffs left up because I was lazy and I didn't want to terraform them. And with that, we are done with Focalor number 1, and I am very incredibly happy that we are done with this. And I really, really hope that you enjoyed this video. I really hope that I will see you guys in the next one. And until then, I suggest you guys stay spooky, people. Bye-bye!